Hello YouTube. I wanted to make my own Fukushima video, or kind of video. It's a talkie. It's 10 to 5 in the morning. I live in Glastonbury. I'm watching Fukushima since the start, and I have to say, yeah, God gave me an insight into the Fukushima date, and yeah, so I knew then it was a profound event in human history. And yeah, alright then, let's cut the bollocks, right. So, recently, they've had a typhoon go over and decided to dump some water. I mean, you know, this place has been leaking water since day one, so, you know, God knows how much they threw in the Pacific, which leads me on to something else. I mean, you know, we all talk about the nuclear disaster, blah blah blah, but actually, it wasn't an accident. You know, it was done deliberately. So let's think about the psychology of the situation. Alright, so they decided to trash this nuclear site as a depopulation thing, and at different levels of knowing. So let's see. So TEPCO, who are TEPCO? That's some company owned by, you know, the super rich, and they want to get rid of a lot of people, so they created a situation and made up a load of bullshit about how and why someone would destroy these reactors. So what did they say? Like, some people have said, oh, it's the Israelis and, you know, and God knows who, but it doesn't really matter. The fact is, you know, it's leaking. You know, there's enough stuff in there to wipe out 10,000 planets worth of people. And okay, so at one level you've got Joe Blogs on the street, and they might be trying to, like, you know, do their best to put it right. You've got TEPCO, who are owned by the people who did it, who made this disaster, and they don't want to fix it. You know, at another level you've got some of the Japanese who know they were attacked. You know, even though it was a setup, they know they were attacked, so what are they going to do? You know, I mean, the whole of Japan's been taken out, basically. So imagine, like, your whole country's been taken out, pretty much. You know, that's what's going to happen. You know, and do you think they're going to fix it? You know, they go, God, look at what you've done to us, you know. No, they're just going to make it worse, you know. They're going to share the pain. That's what they said, you know, they're going to share the pain with themselves. But they didn't quite, you know, but they meant it at another level. So at another level, some people know that they were, you know, they were taken out, and the whole world's going to get it back. You know, and so, and, you know, to be honest with you, there probably isn't very many ways of fixing this, apart from if you get all the, you know, black ops sort of secret technology, and they ain't going to use it because they're not going to fix it. You know, it's not meant to be fixed. And that's about it. So you've got all these created weather systems, and we all know about Hurricane Sandy and how it was engineered, and this typhoon, you know, all these typhoons just keep going over, you know, Fukushima and stuff, and so they decide to drop, well, you know, who knows how much water they've dumped, but, you know, I mean, 300 tons a day, which is probably a lie, it's probably, far more, for 2 years. I mean, how much is that? I should do this on my calculator, but if anyone wants to do it, you know, 300 times 720, you know, you should do it. So 700, 210, oh sorry, 2,100, plus 2 zeros, 2,100, that's 2 million tons of water, and that's, you know, and to be honest with you, it's probably more like 10 million. So what they might have dumped in the Pacific with this typhoon, you know, and remember that typhoons suck water up into the atmosphere, so just as the storm goes over, they dump all the water, it gets sucked up into the atmosphere, and it'll just rain down on all of us. It's fucking hysterical, isn't it? You know, and they're saying all this, and also like on the site, this is going to be a pretty good waffle, by the way, but it's good you stay in there, you know, like, in like neutron degradation on the site, basically if you irradiate elements, you know, if you add an alpha particle to a certain element, it will change into another one, you know, and that's the thing with like radon gas, you know, it's like it gives off an alpha particle, it goes from being a gas to being like polonium, which is solid. So if you got huge amounts of radiation, all the steel, all the concrete, all the elements that the place is made of will be changing into different things, so it will lose its structural integrity, and there's nothing you can do about it. All the plastics on board, all the joints, all the pipes, all the duct tape, I've got to remember the duct tape which is holding the place together now, will just disintegrate, you know, and they've been like, the water's been poured on it for 2 years, and the ground underneath it is just like turning to slush, so the whole place is just going to fall down, and basically they're just probably wandering around there just looking at it, you know. And on another level, a funny thing, you know, Battle of Los Angeles was released the same day as Fukushima, I think, and in that film there was a bit where the aliens came to this planet to use the water as fuel, and now tritium is what, $30,000 a gram, and so Fukushima is actually the most expensive bit of real estate on the planet, you know, for all the rare substances that it's producing, you know. I mean, like, if you can get in there and take some stuff out of there, which you probably can, you know, like, you know, for nuclear weapons and all that kind of thing. I mean, God knows what's going on, you know, but, you know, it's like this stuff's there, and they, you know, whoever's like orchestrating this, you know, they can get, you know how it goes, and make the most of it. You can make a buck out of anything. Like, for example, all the companies have got this black hole of Fukushima to actually keep working on forever and ever and ever. Well, you know, until there's no people left, of course, and then it won't really matter. And I suppose, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. You know, it wasn't an accident. They're deliberately polluting the Pacific and the whole world to get rid of us, and that's it. So all this, you know, like Arnie Gunderson, I'm sorry, mate, but, you know, you're a total dick. you know, I love seeing you in your little tracksuit when you're doing the, you know, you're just a sad bastard, mate. Sorry, you take me to court, but you're a sad bastard, you know, and all the other people that kind of talk around a point, but then actually say what's going on, and, you know, like, fuck them all, really, you know. It's like, wake up, humanity. So yeah, so they probably dumped, you know, God knows, hundreds of thousands of tons on top of the millions of tons of stuff that's gone in the Pacific already, you know. Apparently, you know, the fish are sort of, you know, animals are dying and coming out with radiation burns, and people on flights, you know, getting their hair's falling out, and they're getting all that kind of stuff going on. And personally, I've been caught out in the rain, and my scalp has burned for a week now. You know, they've got the chemtrails and everything, and I've had a Geiger counter, and I've had like 2.5 times background, which doesn't sound a lot, but in the air, you know, that's not putting it on anything, that's not in the rainwater, you know. So if it's supposed to be like 0.1, I've been getting like 0.2. I've had a reading as high as 0.4, you know, which is apparently what, like, this is microsieverts. So 0.4, you're supposed to look for the radiation, 0.8 is supposed to leave the area, and so, you know, that's pretty high, and that's in a Geiger counter that doesn't count alpha particles, and they're not very efficient unless you get a really, really good one anyway. So, you know, it's 4 in the morning, and I'm sort of waffling on here, and I'm trying to cover some points. So basically the whole place is a fucking disaster. They're not fixing it. They don't want to fix it. They want everybody to, well, you know, they're just culling us, you know, and they've done this. And Japan sits on one of the deepest parts of the Pacific, and water flows by its difference in temperatures and pressures. And so when you get a really deep part, obviously that's where there's a lot of convection goes on. So it's right on the edge of a major convection part of the Pacific, and it's just going to go everywhere, as has been shown in videos, you know. And God help us all, you know. I'm just make your peace with God, because that's what it is, you know, and that's it. Anything else about Fukushima? Anything? Yeah, I mean, I made a video on the stock exchange, you know, how everyone was selling and buying like 4 days before, and every single chart on the Tokyo Stock Exchange moved at the same time just a few days before it all happened, and there was massive trading in the construction companies, you know, for the reconstruction of, like, you know, Japan after the tsunami and everything, which was made. Project Seal, if you download the PDF, Project Seal is like tsunami bombs developed after the Second World War. All this stuff's doable, you know, so they've blown the place up. They took it all around Japan. There's probably some strange kind of ritual because, you know, the Japanese, they have the, you know, the kamikaze kind of thing, you know, victory or death thing going on. So this is like, on one level, we've been attacked, you're all going to get it, you know, we'll share the pain at home and you're going to share the pain around the world, sort of thing. And that's it really, you know. It was my night off work last night. I'm a bit hungover, I fell asleep yesterday. I usually get up at, well, I usually go to work, finish work at 6 in the morning, so 5 in the morning is kind of a crazy time. But, you know, yeah, what I was going to say, so the whole place is falling apart. You know, they're starting to get the cracks in the structure. Well, they've probably been there for ages, and you know, it's whatever it is. They've probably got, you know, they probably sell some of the stuff on the site, you know, $30,000 a gram. That's a lot of money, you know. They're probably shipping it out, you know, making the most of it. Never let a crisis go to waste. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah. Well, thanks for listening to this. I mean, I haven't really gone into depth, but I'll give you an idea in it, you know. I mean, that's basically what's happening. They want us all gone. We've got the Georgia Guidestones, reduce the population, and whether, you know, whether you believe the Bible or not, I know there is a creator, and we're not supposed to struggle for houses and make lots of money. You're supposed to find God, and if people forget, and the world gets too wonky with ego, then you're going to get wiped out, you know, and cyclically, that's what happens. And according to Scott McQuaid, is it Dr. Scott McQuaid, who does the translations of the original scriptures from the Sumerian and the old languages and the roots of the words, it's like the tribulation means, well, tri means 3, and a bull is a destruction, so tribulation means the 3rd destruction. And the word for destruction used in the Bible, which I can't remember right now, because, you know, but listen to his work, Dr. Scott McQuaid, his name, and he says, well, the last destruction, this one, will be it. You know, there isn't any save in the world. This is it. It's over. Now, I don't know, but a new heaven and a new earth. So just get ready for the new heaven and the new earth and stop trying to hold on to this one. You know, so hey ho. Well, that's my wonky little chat. I might do another one that's a bit more, you know, whatever, but, you know, I'm feeling wonky today, and I couldn't be bothered to do all the Camtasia stuff. I just thought I wanted to talk and say it as it is, you know. Fukushima wasn't an accident. It's a deliberate depopulation thing. It's not meant to get fixed. It's meant to exterminate us, amongst all the other things that'll happen. So, happy days, everyone, and stop listening to people that talk fucking bullshit all the time. You know, people that don't talk about the reality. They're sitting there, you know, having their little YouTube egos, you know, and their thousands of subscribers, and some of them their little CIA paymasters, and their possession, their demonic possession. They're doing their little bit of dirty work for their whatever they get from it. So God bless everybody, and just find God, you know, that's it. Hey ho.